What's good, y'all? She gets this Erica Bain back again with another Our Kind of People video. And in this video, I am breaking down episode 5. So let's get into it. Okay, with the episode opening with Tyrique and Angie in bed. They move it a little fast, but I ain't even mad because it seems like homie is really feeling her and he has picked a side. Angie asks initially about the camera that he took down, but he doesn't tell her right away the truth. And woo, Lord only knows how the information will double back and blow up in both of their faces. And we can't even make it to the midpoint of the episode before Tyrique actually does turn around and tell her what happened with the camera, being the most honest and endearing that we have seen him, but that is not enough. Now, the DuPont Franklins also start the episode off on a lighter note with the gifting of a horse to Lauren for her birthday / cotillion week. But this messy ass, bougie ass family would not be them without some BS. And we see Teddy and Leah interact early on in the episode, and he is trying to get some kind of special treatment for his Parkinson. Has a whole doctor flying in from Geneva, child, they said, to deal with it. Now, Leah and Angie actually have a civil moment at the start of this episode when Angie goes to ask Leah to let Nikki into the cotillion class to help sweeten up her college applications. And Leah actually agrees to help her out. Well, helps her out adjacent, because Angie still has to come up with $25,000 that she don't have. But hey, the immediate problem of getting Nikki more worldly experience to impress the Spelman admissions board is solved, and she can figure out the money later. There's a moment in the cotillion prep where we see the fathers dance with their daughters, and Nikki is even more isolated than she was trying to learn the damn salad knife from the fish fork, or whatever that girl was saying in the moment of teaching them the place settings. And this is honestly just a callback to, we have seen Nikki's father, but Nikki still doesn't know that Angie knows who her father is, one, and two, actually has contact with him or has been in contact with him throughout the years as they have grown up. Also in this episode, Lauren is trying her damnedest to be civil to Nikki at first, because this is one of the conditions of her and Taylor's relationship. But with Nikki and Taylor having kissed and trying to navigate their feelings, and Lauren's clear jealous and petty streak, I indicate how long the keeping it cute and we family act will go. But shout out to Nikki for calling Angie out on her lack of the ability to forgive, and poignantly saying that she broke up with Tyrique because he was honest with her. And as I mentioned before, by the midpoint of this episode, we see that Teddy is going to be trying this new experimental drug for Parkinson's, and he's only supposed to take one pill every 8 hours. And of course he don't listen, because he thinks that don't stink. He thinks that he is God's gift to this earth, and he thinks that he is more immune to the trappings of other worldly measures or whatever. He just doesn't listen. After one of the tremor fits that he has during the family dinner, he actually throws back a bunch of pills trying to get control of it. And what I feel like is one of the most authentic moments that we have seen with Teddy so far, because he's so verbose, he's so over the top, he's so just like doing the most, that in this moment where you see him clinging to these pills, like taking multiple pills in the desperate hope to like stop the violent shaking of his hands, you could really see that, one, he's scared, two, he's out of control, and three, this is something that he's not used to and is very uncomfortable with in reference to this feeling of being out of control. Now let's go back to Taylor and Nikki real quick, honey. Taylor and Nikki, Nikki and Taylor. Bruh, how the hell do you expect Lauren to stay on the straight and narrow when y'all kiss on the party bus and are completely not keeping it platonic? And what do you know? That kiss and then Taylor's subsequent silent support of Nikki during the claiming ceremony pushes Lauren back into her trifling ways, and she outs Nikki's criminal record in front of everyone, including the Spelman rep. And y'all know rolls downhill. So from that point on, we get to see why Lauren actually did it. She says that she's fighting for her and Taylor's love and doing what she felt like Taylor would want her to do. But ultimately, Taylor wanted you to be nice to her. And because she's not, Taylor dumps her. This whole thing with them is a mess. Like, I actually kind of felt good when they became a couple or whatever, but it was clear that Taylor has this interest in Nikki. What I would hope is that Taylor's interest in Nikki was like more of a friend, more of a grounded attraction to wanting a genuine person in her life. I don't necessarily know how Taylor and Nikki will work as a couple, because Nikki, well, Lauren actually wasn't out either, but Nikki wasn't out, or we didn't know that, or she hadn't been operating in the space of, oh, I'm a lesbian or I am bi or any of those things. Nikki is still trying to figure out her attractions. Meanwhile, Taylor and Lauren did seem to be in love with each other, but just hiding their relationship to avoid like societal persecution, specifically with both of their well-to-do families. And now with Taylor and Nikki having this attraction to each other, it just makes it even more messy because that relationship wasn't over before they pursued this one. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. Y'all let me know in the comment section down below how y'all feel about Nikki and Taylor, and if y'all are here for what they got going on. Now, don't get me wrong, I do not like Lauren as a person. I don't think that she deserves happiness and she needs to suffer a little bit. However, I don't think that this is necessarily the way in which I would hope that she would take her lumps, suffer a bit, and learn to be a better person. And the award for the most awkward family dinner goes to the DuPont Franklin Vaughn's, whatever y'all's names is, fiasco. That dinner was a fiasco, but ultimately the big ploy for Angie to get into the house and try to find the journals of Teddy's brother so that she can actually get some information and put two and two together in reference to what happened to her mother, why was there drug charges placed on her mother, and hopefully get the information that she needs to clear her mother's name. At this dinner, we get to see Teddy try to play Father Knows Best. We get to see Leah actually be supportive and hold her daughter accountable for her raggedy ass ways in her little short mini speech of like calling out Lauren for being trifling and also saying that she doesn't know whether she's more disappointed in her behaving this way or her behaving this way knowing that she's the one who taught her to behave this way. I can't. And and then Nikki understanding the assignment and being overly dramatic about the response to Lauren's disrespect at the table, which ultimately creates the perfect out for Angie to be able to wander through the house or get away from the table to be able to wander through the house to try to find these journals. Now, they do find the journals, they find two, but while little Teddy has taken too much of this medicine, which it looks like it sends him into cardiac arrest, it's like the perfect dramatic, this would never happen, but because it happened, this is going to elevate the story. He literally falls over in this cardiac arrest and is watching the feet of Tyrique and Angie, and then they're also narrating what they're doing, so then he's able to pick up on that even though they thought that they're getting away with it, and the episode ends on that. Honestly, I thought that this was one of the best episodes thus far in reference to cohesion of story, consistent pacing. Like, I don't feel like things in this episode were moving too fast or were too disjointed, even though in earlier episodes I felt like a lot of information was coming at us very, very fast. In this episode, we were able to see the processing of different things. We understood why decisions were made, and especially with the dramatic beats in the interpersonal relationship strains that were continuing to occur, it just made complete and utter sense. But that is my full breakdown of episode 5. Again, I enjoyed it very, very much. Going into episode 6, we are going to figure out how is Teddy going to respond. He's actually in the preview up and fine, so I don't even know if we're going to have a moment of him going to the hospital or actually struggling from all of this medicine that he took, because in the preview we don't see any kind of response to him actually having this cardiac episode by the end of this episode. But we now know that Tyrique and Angie are stronger than ever, even after breaking up for a brief moment in this episode, but then reuniting under the same goal and mission. He is supporting her 100%. We're going to get to see what's going to happen next with Nikki, Taylor, and Lauren. I think that Lauren is definitely going to go down the route of being a vindictive you-know-what, and she's going to cause problems. I think the biggest wild card as of right now is Leah, because this is the very first episode that she got off of her high horse and actually was supportive of her sister Angie, and I wonder if she's actually going to keep that up for a while, or I actually wonder what are her motives behind this. Now, another sleeping issue that is going to blow up, I think, in everyone's faces is Raymond. Every episode we get moments where he is pushing for his company, he's questioning Leah, he's ready to take Teddy down, but he's also doing so very like calmly. Like in this episode, we saw him look on her computer and check behind her after she told him that she had no idea about something that he asked about. That was a lie. He's storing that information. Last episode, we saw him reach out to his ex-wife. We saw him say verbally like he wanted to take Teddy down. He confronted Teddy, but then, you know, after Teddy said what he said, he went on about his business. Raymond is definitely going to be a problem moving forward, and I think that it's just like a little thing where it's almost like a ticking time bomb and it just hasn't gone off yet. But that is my full breakdown of episode 5. Our kind of people. Let me know what you thought about the episode. Let me know what you are predicting to happen in next week's episode and later on in the series. And are you loving it? Tell me all that and more in the comment section down below. It's your good sis Erica Vane. Thank you so much for watching. I have my Our Kind of People playlist link for you on screen right now if you miss any of my videos. And if you're new here, hit the subscribe button, turn your bell notifications on so that you don't miss any videos moving forward. I'll see you next time. Bye.